I haven't seen this TV facing us before. Oh, okay.
See who we have on. Give everybody a minute or two.
Dong.
That's who,
Avon calling.
only person we're waiting for, that was Steve. Yep. We're good.
Right,
We're good, yep.
call to order. This regular meeting of the VTMUA will now convene. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this regular meeting was provided to the public and the press on December 31st, 2023, by delivering to the press such notice and posting same at the municipal building and filed with the office of the MUA as well as posted on the website. Please rise for the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Get a roll call of members and professionals, please.
Paul Kearney,
Present.
Kristen Wheaton. Present. Dave McDermott,
Present.
Mark Bauer.
Present.
Tonight, we have absent Pat Rizzuto and Ed DeYoung. For our professionals, we have Don Albright, CFO and Administrator, Igor Bykop, Attorney, and myself, Jacqueline McCabe, Recording Secretary.
Someone like to make a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only, please?
So moved.
You get a
I'll
second?
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Anybody? Nothing?
No, but I do. There we go. I don't know. No, I do not have anyone.
Nobody from the public stepping forward to speak for items on the agenda. Someone like to make a motion to close it.
move to close.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2414, approval of the bills. Someone like to make a motion to approve resolution 2414, approval of the bills.
I'll make.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. I'm a good seconder.
For roll call, Paul Kearney, Kristen Wheaton,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
and Mark Bauer.
Yes.
Approval of the minutes of 2/8/24. I would like to make a motion.
Move to approve the 2/8/24 minutes.
Second that motion.
Just for informational purposes, Kristen, you were not at that meeting to vote. Okay, Paul Kearney,
Yes.
Kristen Wheaton,
Staying.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
and Mark Bauer.
Yes.
Of 3/21/24. Someone like a motion to approve the minutes of 3/21/24.
So moved.
Second.
Paul Kearney,
Yes.
Kristen Wheaton,
Yes.
Mark Bauer,
Yes.
and Dave, you were not at that meeting, so Dave McDermott,
Abstain.
thank you.
Item number 8, resolution 2415. Resolution of the Vernon Township Municipal Utilities Authority amending section 4.2 rates of the rules regulations to establish a discounted rate for certain veterans and seniors. We do this at the same, A and B together?
Oh, it's just A, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yep. That was the motion part, on the B part.
Like the-
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2415.
Second,
Second.
Paul Kearney,
yes.
Kristen Wheaton,
Yes.
Dave McDermott,
Yes.
Mark Bauer.
Abstain.
Okay. I know.
What's the A and B?
It's just one, it was the motion part, but when I hit enter, it must have.
Oh, okay.
There. Yep.
So item number 9, administrator report.
Steve can go more into pump station 2. We are obviously still not online. We are waiting for the vendor for completion. I know that we're backlogged even more for the generator, so I'll leave Steve to comment more about it because he's been in contact with the whole Coppola a lot about this. The sewer service area mapping. I'm very excited to say that they finally gave us written in writing in an email that the map that we currently have, we are good to move forward with. So we. So now it's just the written portion. So I've been working with James and Steve on the written portion of the application that we can make to them, and then we'll do the application to them and the county at the same time, and we should be good. So it's about time. So that's really great. Congratulations, guys. 10 years.
I was gonna say, how long was that start?
Al.
10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
So that's really great.
I started before I was on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Now we have a map, which is fantastic. The transfer station, we've reached out to Dave Bauer. I reached out to him again today. I did reach out about a visit to the site. He hasn't gotten back to us, so I reached out again.
Okay.
He might be in Maine.
Oh.
His, I know him a little bit, and they expanded they gave him a promotion, but
Oh,
along with that,
okay.
his span of control increased,
Okay,
so,
that's how it works.
yeah.
We are still gonna be working with the township on updating the building at Pump Station 3. New developments, we're kind of just, again, in a holding pattern. So the township is doing the water, agreement with Veolia. They had, comments on the exhibits. It was sent back to the engineers. We made the changes. It was sent back to them, as of like a week ago. I don't think it went to their attorneys yet, but it's got to go to the attorneys and then sent back to us, and then it should be able to go to the town, and then obviously the project with Ryan Homes can then move forward. Theta Drive construction should begin soon. The pilot ordinance was approved by council, so they should be good to go. They just, I know they were starting their permits with the construction department, so that is positive.
Any time estimate at all?
I think they said 18 months. The last time we met with them. And then, Vanta developers, they had bought the property that is at the intersection of Route 94 and Root Town Road, behind the gas station. There's like a big piece of property that goes up that way. So they just provided a couple days ago additional information to council, so they've requested it to be named redevelopers for that property, and then obviously they would hook into the sewers, but I don't know if they've done any research on water, so they need to have water before they have anything.
That's gonna be homes as well.
Yeah, they have anticipated doing rentals there.
Did I just ask, when you say we are in the final stages of agreement for water access?
Mhm.
What does the MUA have to do with water?
It's the township, so the township is, but right, that once Ryan Homes has water, then they will be connected to the sewer. So Ryan Homes is part of the
Okay.
expanded sewer service area.
Okay,
But this is holding up everything moving forward.
yeah,
So I just want to keep you guys in the loop,
okay.
but
So it's
that's kind of, yeah, it's
not
not,
really we.
yeah, it's the township, sorry.
Yeah.
I will change that so it does not, so it says the
Thank you.
township moving forward, yeah. Everything else says the township except for that one.
Be happy to, take.
Yeah, all right. And that's it. That's all I have. There was, Howie, is not here tonight. There was just one call out, to Stonehill for a clogged pump, so they took care of that.
Is that the emergency under the bills? I saw
Yes.
something, okay.
That's it.
Let's skip to number 10, because Howie's not here, and item 11, engineer report.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I couldn't try to join by my phone and had to transfer to the computer, so sorry for some technical difficulties there. Engineers report. As the good news Donnell alluded to, the mapping was approved for the sewer service area. Next step, as again Donnell indicated, is the preparation of the wastewater management plan amendment through the county. So most certainly that will take considerably less time than we've taken so far. But that still is a little bit of a process to get through. And the other real piece of information to share is really, again, as Danella alluded to, is with regards to pump station 2. I know I've indicated a few times in the past that completion or interim completion was close. That is still proving to be a little bit problematic, I guess I would say. The delay for the generator got delayed again. Now it's scheduled for June. Again, unfortunately, that is not an uncommon thing for the industry with for the generator. I couldn't tell you exactly what piece of equipment it is, but for any electronics or electrical or things like that, unfortunately, that's how it's going with a lot of different products, a lot of different pieces of equipment. We're still trying to, or I'm still trying to, collaborate with the contractor to, basically come up with ways to get the project, wouldn't be finished, but get the project, up and running even without the generator. Using the existing generator has proved to be a little bit problematic, or has proved to be problematic from just some electrical issues that I can't speak quite to. But work is drips and drabs is happening. Unfortunately, the big picture hasn't changed, but we're pushing to get things done as quickly as I can. That's open for questions, but that's all I have to share.
I have one question for you. Is there any way, obviously the procurement of a generator has been a real problem. Is there any way we could try another vendor for the same product?
Yeah, so they already went through that process in the beginning to try to shorten the lead times. Now that would be that would not be fruitful at this point, I guess I would say. Again, unfortunately, it's something that's cropping up throughout the industry with electrical or electronic components.
Yeah. Okay.
Has anyone tried though? I mean, this has been a big delay for a long time.
Yep.
And if they're working through one or two vendors to get it, I mean, the generator is basically a generator. Has anyone tried to call out to other companies? There's probably hundreds of companies that sell generators, and somebody may just happen to have what we need.
Yeah, we could do that, and we could ask Capola to do that. I know specific to the generator, specific to electronics components, we're seeing this on all of our projects. The delays are even getting delayed, unfortunately, but we can do more homework on that, and I can make the contractor do more homework on that too, Paul.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're tied into one vendor and they know that, they're,
Yeah, I mean, I will share that originally they changed vendors in order to try to help expedite it, and unfortunately, it may have had the opposite effect. Unknowingly, this goes back 9 months ago. But yeah, it's worth some more looking.
Yeah, and I'm well aware of how bad it is, because we have the same problem up at my job, getting especially mechanical parts are really difficult to get. So
yeah.
I get it. It's just trying to find a way around this to get it.
Yep. I know it's frustrating for me. It's probably frustrating for a contractor, and probably frustrating for all you guys too. So, I'm trying to collaborate with them to move things along as much as possible.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? All right, Steve, thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess I had one question, sorry.
Steve's still there? Yeah. Okay.
I didn't leave that quickly.
Have we had any change orders on this project?
Yeah, so there is one change order in the, it's like a $1.6 million contract. There was a one change order, I think it's for 15 to 20 grand. There's a force main pipe that comes in from the Black Creek pump station. The location of that was off by 100 to 200 feet from where we thought, so they had to install some more pipe. So there was that change order. we're looking at a few small additional things now. But I would expect that would be the only thing of any substance.
Okay, thanks.
Item 12. Someone like to make the motion to open the meeting to the public for items not on the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't have anybody wishing to speak.
Seeing nobody stepping forward, would someone like to make a motion to close the meeting to the public for items not on the agenda.
Move to close.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioners' comments. Start with Mr. Bauer.
Season's greetings. I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Kristen?
I had a question, or I guess it's a comment, maybe a dialogue, which we do sometimes. Do we have, so when we pay the bills, we have a bills list, we authorize to pay the bills. For the contract, I believe, did that come before the council? Did we vote to award that contract to Coppola?
It went to the township council because
Goes
it's
to
township.
Town council.
Mhm.
Okay, so we don't have that authority. It has to go to the,
Oh, so the debt has to be taken out by the township because the authority was created to not be able to take out debt.
Mhm.
So because the township's taking out the debt, they are the ones who have to issue the contracts because the contracts have to be backed by funding.
right, okay. So is it the same for our professionals as well? For the contract? So we went through a process of soliciting an engineer.
Mhm.
I don't want to solicit a new engineer. It's,
Yeah.
do we have to renew that periodically? Like where I work, the qualifications are only good for a couple of years. Maybe that's just the city policy.
Mhm. So, we do that at the reorganization meeting.
Okay, but
So
do we
they,
have to do an RFQ to solicit quals or okay, it's just, yeah.
no, so professional services, attorneys, engineers, special attorneys, there's a architects, like anything like that, those require specific licenses, and specific experience. So you're not required by law to go out for like quotes or proposals or anything like that. You can do a non-fair and open process. We did a fair and open process. We went out for a RFQ a couple of years ago,
Right.
2020, 2021. And we went through the process, and then since then, it is an annual reappointment, but since then, we've just kept the same engineer.
Yeah.
So it goes from a fair and open to a non-fair and open.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And then for the work that gets done by the engineer or any other professional that we may so appoint, is there an approval of the scope and budget for those services?
So it depends on for us here, general engineering is general engineering, right? So like when we have our engineers come to the meeting,
Yeah.
right, that's general engineering. If it's for the sewers, the SSA map,
Mhm.
that's something that's built to the MUA because we've been handling the SSA for 10 years now. For pump station 2, it's a township project now. So that was awarded, Dewberry was awarded for township for water and sewer as special engineers.
Okay.
They don't need anything beyond that because they were already awarded that
Okay.
on the town level for pump station 2, right? Because the town's paying for that.
And that's coming through you as CFO, I guess. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
It's all like,
Yeah, yes.
yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
That helps me understand. Yeah. I guess I would think that they might be looking to us from time to time that we recommend, I mean, you're providing that recommendation, I guess, in the two hats that you wear, I guess that does the job.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
well, and so the good thing too is that with the expansion funds that we got from the community funding project,
Mhm.
we're gonna have our joint meeting with the council and the MUA, because obviously I know both boards feel like there should be that should be like decisions that are made together, right? Because
Yeah.
the MUA runs the sewer system.
Yeah.
The MUA has more familiarity with the whole system and and the history of it, right? They've been working for 10 years just to expand it. So, I think the council values that input because I haven't had that kind of experience with it. So to have that input between the MUA and the council is really important with what we look at as far as expansion area. So we'll have that opportunity.
Mhm.
May
May
13th, I was about to say the 12th, but the 13th, that we can have that discussion about specific areas. We can kind of decide together and go from there.
I have to go visit, I'm not gonna be able to make that meeting now.
Okay, well,
That'd be-
you're gonna be provided all the paperwork then too.
Okay,
I think there's this, yeah, May 13th. It's at 5:30.
Yeah.
Before the regular meeting of the council. And then, you know, since it's the township project, it's really actually like the mayor who directs that project. But this is like a joint effort with both boards, so.
all right. Thank you. I guess the nature of my questions has mostly to do with the transfer station consideration. I know it seems like we're just keep churning along and
So what we really need, I think what's next for the transfer station, and Steve knows this, Steve has reached out to Dave, I've reached out to Dave to kind of move it forward with Wind River, because they need to kind of address some of the concerns that SCUMA had for certain parameters. There are 2 parameters that SCUMA had concerns about.
Mhm.
And we need to know, are they capable of addressing it? What would it take to address it? You know, is there something we can work out with SCUMA to address those issues, right? Like, to meet their requirements. That's really, I think, what, like, we need to know information, but we can't know that information until Steve meets with Dave. So we're kind of waiting
all right, so we're just waiting.
for that. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm really like, we want you guys to, and the council and the mayor and whoever, you know, like, to be able to visit it and see what it looks like and see like, okay, yeah, this is something we're comfortable with,
mhm.
you know, for the town.
Yeah.
For that area.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Pardon, I probably should have addressed that. And
No.
All right, now's the time.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Donnell.
Yeah.
Dave,
I'm glad to see that the resolution went through tonight. I think it'll serve our ratepayers well, the ones who are in need. And, like anything else, one foot in front of the other. It seems to be, you know, having a sewer service map, approved is good. So maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's not a freight train. And, you know, let's keep doing it.
And I just want to make a mention, in case anyone, you know, listens or whatever, the resolution states it's going to be based off of what the tax collector has. So it's not something that someone's going to have to apply for.
Yeah.
We'll just be notified that if someone's approved as a disabled vet or a veteran, or a senior, that it's going to automatically be applied. We didn't want to have to, we talked about
Okay.
this, we want to have a separate
Yeah.
application process
Yeah.
for it. There's something already in place for that, so
That's good. Amen.
what is the discounted rate?
a $250 decrease off of whatever the bill is.
Thanks, Dave. Really not a lot to talk about except the approval of our service area map. Literally, I've been on this MUA now. It's like, I guess maybe pushing my 9th year. And when I came in here, they were trying to get a map approved. It wasn't our doing that it took this long. If you want to figure out anybody out there why it took so long, look down the map of New Jersey South and all the way to the Delaware River area, and you'll figure that one right out. But I guess it's finally done, and once SCUMA gives it their approval, we can start getting some work done around here, which will hopefully and ultimately lead to more people on the system, and hopefully and ultimately lead to more money coming in, which would stop other people from having to carry such a load of the financial burden. And that's what we've been trying to do here for the longest time. And although from this point forward, it's gonna take some time to get to that, we are definitely going in the right direction. So like Dave said, the light at the tunnel, maybe it's not a freight train anymore, maybe it's a glimmer of hope. So that's all I got. And I also, for the past commissioners that have been on this board that were involved in it, tip my hat to them too, because there's a lot of people that were on this before I got here and all the way through that, everybody did a little bit and, they get some credit too. That's it for me.
All right.
Somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
You want to hear from Kristen?
Did.
You did.
Okay.
Somebody like to make a
Make
motion?
a motion to adjourn.
Somebody like to second it?
I'll second it.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.